When I run an eating disorder group, I actually start every group with 5 minutes of mindfulness. And I did that because of you. Because you told me how impactful mindfulness was for your recovery process.
Really? That's amazing.
Yeah, I do.
Mindfulness is probably one of the strongest things for me.
Yeah, there's a lot of evidence behind that too.
Is there really?
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you're being mindful, when you're doing mindfulness exercises, you are present in yourself.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's mindful eating, whether it's cooking. I mean, one reason, I love to cook. I mean, well, for me, cooking is love, for you guys too, but it is also mindful for me.
Yeah.
Because I'm there, I'm feeling the dough. When I'm making my pizza, I'm watching, is the crust, like I have to, if
you have to be zoned in.
I have to be zoned in or it burns or, yeah. So that is the mindfulness skills are very important. Using the grounding techniques and feeling my body and being aware of my body has really helped in my recovery. Also, keeping a balance between rest and play and work.
Yeah.
Which I was never very good at. I mean, rest was, and play, I would feel guilty. Oh, I should be working. I should be, dry. So now that in my life I have rest and play and work and work as a balance, I feel much more whole. And it is physically important for you and emotionally important for you to be able to play, let go, be joyful, and rest as much as it is. Everybody thinks that they need to, I have to work out 20 million days a week, blah, 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 whatever. No, your rest, your play, and your work needs to be in balance for you to be, for me to be whole.
Yeah, I love that. There's two things that my mind went to that I was inspired by what you're saying. Cooking also used to be a way to mask your ED because you'd be cooking and then you'd be distracting people from eating, or whether or not you were eating. And now you're able to interact with food and like have it be such a joyful thing and not about distracting others from your eating disorder. So I just think it's so fascinating when the same behavior can be a signifier of the eating disorder or a representation of recovery. That is super fascinating.
That's crazy, right?
It's also really powerful when the binge purge behaviors manifest in different ways, like binging on work and then binging on bad things like rest and feeling guilty. So I also find it really fascinating just clinically and intellectually about when the eating disorder shows itself in other ways.
Right.
And how it's symbolic of other things going on in our life.
Yes. And as my journey to full recovery evolved, my balance with rest and play and work became much more
even
balanced.
Very cool.
My first ED, I would cook and feed people
and
not eat, And then when I went to my other phase, I would be eating while I was preparing. And nobody knew because I was doing I was,
it could stay a secret.
It could stay a secret. And now the fact that I love cooking and I enjoy it and the smells and, it's not, now it is part of my mindfulness as opposed to part of my distraction.
Yeah.